People forget that, people seem to forget that. Newbies, they come in, they get scared, just like every single time, right? Bitcoin really only dropped from 100K to 80K. Ethereum, it's been a struggle for Ethereum, okay? But Ethereum is probably down 30, 40%. Now, these are big dips if you're used to the stock market, but if you're used to crypto, in the grand scheme of things, not that big of a dip. So praying for the local bottom in Ethereum and Bitcoin as well. But the fact that these coins, Pulse Chain, PulseX, and Hex, they're pumping regardless of the terrible situation that's going on in Bitcoin and ETH right now, shows a lot of strength. And we're all hoping for a recovery. We're all hoping for a Bitcoin and ETH recovery very soon as well to continue this pump. And really, what this SEC case unlocks is, everybody has a bias towards authority, right? So even the so-called cypherpunks, anti-authority, anti-establishment crypto guys, a lot of them are all talk. Okay, a lot of them still wanted Hex to be a scam, wanted Pulse Chain to be a scam, and they would always point to the SEC as the reason why this was so, a scam or whatever. People don't stop and think that perhaps the SEC could have been corrupt. Perhaps the SEC could have been wrong. Under the Biden administration, there was a war on all of crypto, right? So just because somebody's sued by the SEC, right? Just because Elon Musk is being sued by the SEC, does that make Tesla a scam, right? Does that make Jeff Bezos a scammer? If Amazon is sued by the SEC, every successful company, every successful project in crypto, and some of the actual scams were gone after by the SEC. But unfortunately, the SEC got it wrong after being embarrassed by missing FTX and missing Celsius and missing all the multi-billion-dollar scams. Basically, the SEC from 2022 to 2024 went on this enforcement spree where they tried to categorize everything as a security to make up for the fact that they missed some of the biggest multi-billion-dollar scams. Now, the judge ruled against the SEC. Historic case. This was in the Eastern District of New York, the district that the Hexicans actually went to go visit and stand in the courtroom and witness something that's a very big anomaly here. Okay, this is an anomaly. It's a very rare situation that the SEC actually dismisses the case altogether. Most cases end up in a settlement. Okay, basically most cases end up in the defendant paying a bribe or paying a fine, to the SEC so that it just goes away and they stop talking about it. But the dismissal is a definitive win. It's a definitive precedent for the rest of crypto. So now all the people in the USA that were scared to build open source software, Hex, Pulse Chain, PulseX, is just software, just decentralized code. This is part of the tides turning. This is part of, the Trump administration wanting to be crypto friendly. And that starts with open source projects like this, right? There's no Pulse Chain company. There's no Hex company. There's no CEO. Richard's not the CEO of Hex. I hear that one a lot too. It's funny. That proves that you don't really understand what this is all about.